Giving all glory and honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKadosh. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us 100% truth. Shalom and salutations to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children of the great multitude of the elect. I'm your brother Magun Shalamar, of the Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp here in Philly. The title of this video, I'll be quoting from Isaiah 10 verse 20. We shall no more stay upon him that smote us. This Edomite here in this video is, going into the ways that America can be brought out of the war by voting. We don't, being an Israelite in the truth, we don't believe in Esau's government. We don't believe none of Esau's philosophies of him being the savior of us out of this war. When I say us, I mean America, because we believe that we know that America is going to be destroyed through thermonuclear destruction, coming from those ICBM missiles and from Yahweh Shai Mashiach when he cracked that sky open and beamed down those laser beams along with his holy angels. So I'm gonna let this play fair use, not for monetary gain, but for educational purpose only, fair use.
Key reasons why the war with Iran is still going on. Professor Poutine here. Time for Mysteries Histories. First, this war has exposed the weakness of U.S. military strategy. The war has shown that despite having one of the largest militaries in the world, with the best technology, with bases all over the world, even the United States cannot exert its strength on a battlefield 12,000 kilometers away without putting boots on the ground, which they have no interest in doing. Fire all the missiles you want, but as the Battle of Britain proved, you can't beat an enemy just from the sky. Second, this has shown just how poor U.S. intelligence actually is with regards to Iran. Trump and Hegseth thought that attacking Iran would be like attacking Venezuela, but that's a baffling lack of understanding about how Iran is actually organized militarily. In Venezuela, take out Maduro, the regime falls. In Iran, the supreme leader can be killed, as we've seen, and the regime simply replaces them. Iran has what's called the Mosaic Defense, which they adopted in 2005 after watching Iraq completely collapse after the fall of Saddam Hussein. In the Mosaic Defense, the IRGC is split into 30 provincial units plus one for Tehran, and provincial commanders possess complete tactical freedom to launch missiles, to deploy drones, to execute guerrilla maneuvers without waiting for clearance from Tehran. And additionally, all the essential supplies, ammunition, fuel, mobile missile launchers, communications gear, they're stored in every region. So the more you try and destabilize Iran to end the war, the more you actually accelerate the war-making capabilities of each of those individual provinces. But third, and I think most importantly, Iran realizes every day this war lasts, the more it costs Americans and Donald Trump at home. The average American family is now spending between $750 and $1,200 more a month on food, energy costs, fuel at the pumps, and Trump's approval rating is down to 35%. And this is trickling down to Republicans in the Senate and in the House. If I can make sort of a strange analogy here for anybody who watches The Office. In the episode where Michael made his own paper company and David Wallace wasn't willing to pay him what he wanted for it, Michael's response was essentially something like, well, you're going to have to explain to your stockholders why your most profitable branch is bleeding. And they may be looking for a new CFO soon. So I don't think I have to wait under Mifflin. I think I just have to wait out you. Here's the analogy. The 2026 midterms are in a few months. If Democrats take control of the House and the Senate, they'll take control of all the committees, and they'll immediately begin investigating Trump, blocking his legislation, subpoenaing his cabinet members, and generally throwing a massive wrench into all the entire governmental gears, including the military. So I think a key reason why this war is still ongoing is because Iran realizes they don't have to win. They just have to make it to the midterms and let the Democrats and the U.S. government end and win the war for them.
So, see, Esau trusted in his voting booth. We put our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is the Lord's, this is his movie. And it's already been written that Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed and become that lake of fire. So voting is not going to change anything what's going over there in the Levant region, because prophecy already spoken that the Lord is gathering all nations, into the valley of decision, where he's going to judge them. Why? Because of the what they done to his children the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So who's in charge of this earth? Who's in the rulership of this earth? Whoever it is, they are the wicked. It said he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? What other nation of people have painted the faces of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, painted over their faces from so-called black man to a so-called white man? They did. Who painted the faces of all his angels? All the angels, if you listen to Esau, they're so-called white people, white babies, white men, you know. No other nation has done that. You never see the Chinese, they didn't do it, you know. The Arabs, they didn't do it. The Africans, so-called Africans, they didn't paint over the faces and call themselves gods. It says, if not, where and who is he? So this devil is being Esau, Edom. He's the wicked that the earth has been given into their hands. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him. That red represents Esau, Edom, because Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. And that horse represents the power. And it says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So this devil Esau, Edom, he's been given this power, what we read in Job 9 and 24. He's been given this power. He's been given this power on this earth to do what? To take peace from this earth. So you can't go and vote thinking your vote is going to change and it's going to be peace everywhere while this devil's still in charge. Yahweh Shai has to come back and destroy this man out of his kingdom and take back over this earth and establish his kingdom that's going to be ran by the Israelites, starting with Yahweh Shai, King David on down. See, then his power is going to be, his kingdom is going to be the everlasting kingdom that's set on this earth, and this devil's going to be taken down out of his rulership. It says to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. That's why you see all these wars, because this devil is in charge, Esau, Edom. And there was given unto him a great sword, because Esau was blessed with the sword. That was his blessing given to him by his father Isaac. He blessed Esau with that sword. And by that sword thou shalt live. You see? But that Edomite we just saw, you know, he's talking about voting. You know, he's talking about, let's go vote midterms and get them up out of here. Get America out of the war with Iran. That's not going to happen. Because the prophecy says that the little one shall draw them in, meaning Israel was going to draw America into this war. That's all prophesied. This is Psalms chapter 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side. And the wicked walk on every side, Why? Because when the vilest men are exalted, and Esau is exalted, this is his kingdom. So no matter what side you vote for, you can vote Democrat, you can vote Republican, there's going to be wicked on every side. This is Revelation chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and it had two horns like a lamb, and it spake as a dragon. So that beast that's coming up out of the earth is talking about when America came into power. And it had two horns like a lamb, because America has two powers of government. You have the Democrats and you have the Republicans. When they're pushing a bill across the floor to be passed, they speak like a lamb. They talk to the public. They tell you how great this bill is going to benefit all the poor. And if you vote this bill into law, you're going to get this, you're going to get that, you're going to get the other, and it's going to be great for the American people. But once that bill becomes a law, guess what? It becomes a draconian law. It only benefits the small hats, the top banking families, the Murdochs, DuPonts, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Oppenheimers, You see? And it spake as a dragon, because who's that dragon talking about? It's talking about the ancient Roman Empire. You know? America is the reincarnation of the ancient Roman Empire. America is built off the same standards of the ancient Roman Empire. Let's get the Apocrypha. This is First Maccabees chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 1 to get some context. It says, now Judas Maccabees has heard of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all them that came unto them, and that they were men of great value. It was told him also of their wars and noble acts which they had done among the Galatians, which are the Greeks, and how they had conquered them and brought them under tribute, and what they had done to the country of Spain for the winning of the mines of the silver and gold which is there. So you can read that encounter in Daniel's chapter 7. So we know how Rome came into power. Let's start to verse 13. It says, also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reigned, and whom again they would, they displaced. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. See? It says, verse 14, yet for all this none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereof. Because you look at the Edomite countries that was in power, Spain, Greeks, you know, before him, while Rome came into power, they all had Spain, they all had kings, you see. And what did the kings wear? They wear crown and they wear purple. Shows their royalty. But when Rome came into power, they didn't have a king. Verse 15, moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, the same senate house that America has. They had the plebeians, America has the Democrats. They had the patricians, America has Republicans. Wherein 120 men sat at council daily, consulting a way for the people, to the end that might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, just like America votes for one man every 4 years, the president, you see, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. So you see that the America is the reincarnation of the ancient Roman Empire. We're back in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast, Roman Empire, before him, and caused the earth and them which dwelled therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, because Rome fell. You know, Rome Empire came down, but it was healed through how? Through America. When America came into power, it became the new ancient Roman Empire. It says he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. How they caused the whole earth to worship after the first beast? First of all, they painted the faces of the judges. So they the people that call themselves gods. You know, they're God's chosen people on the earth. And so through the laws and legislation, you know, of the ancient Roman Empire, America has the same exact ones. You see? It says, verse 13, and he does great wonders, so that he made fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, because he was blessed with that great sword that we just read in Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. He was blessed with the technology of weaponry. He came up with that first atomic bomb that he dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And the whole world wondered when they saw that fire come down. You see that? Who got those missiles that can reach top speed that no other, that people, no other nation come up with? Esau. Why? Because he was blessed with that technology on the left-hand side of the Lord's hand. He's blessed with it. He's blessed with that technology because the Lord gave it to him for his own destruction. Verse 14, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast, an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, through his laws, legislation, and the architect. The same thing that the Romans had, we have. So we were made to worship this beast. If you want to get rich off America, these other nations, they had to fall in and worship America. That's why you see Japan, China, all these nations, you go into their major cities that gotten rich off America, they look just like America. Tall buildings, concrete everywhere, the architect, the LGBTQ, all these nations, man, alphabet community, the freedom of choice, they take on that same belief. And those are the ancient Roman Empire beliefs that America has pushed on the rest of these nations, man. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right. That means if you buck up to the system, to that beast system, then you going to be killed. If you don't take that chip that they're gonna come up with, that mark of the beast, you're gonna be killed. All that ties in with this. His legislation, his architecture, his beliefs, his laws. If you're not following, if you're not part of the system, this new world order, you're going to be exiled out. You're going to be killed. Verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead. And we go over this all the time. We go into that word mark, because you have to go into the Greek. What does mark mean? So that word mark in Greek is charagma, okay? And it says a mark, a graven, a stamp, an imprint. You see? So the charagma, the whole thing is to put this chip inside of you. And you go into the root word of charagma, which is karax. Okay? That's the root word. Charagma, the karax, means to sharpen to a point. And that is the delivery device. The charagma, the karax, is the delivery device of how they're going to implant that chip. It's a sharp to the point. It says a pale or stake, a palisade, and that's like something sharp, and we know that's going to be a syringe. That's the karax. Okay? And the grapha, charagma, the root word of charagma is grapha, and it means to write, a writing. Okay? Data. How is that data going to be put in you? It's going to be put inside of that chip. That data is going to be put, that writing, the letters of a tablet, the parchment, the paper, the information is going to be on that chip. That's the grapha. That's how they're going to insert that information about you inside of your skin, inside of that chip. They're going to know everything about you. Once they scan that chip and that your number come up, it's going to know who you are, where you live, what's your social status, what's your blood type, what's your medical history, what medicine you take, how much money you got in the bank. You see? All of that is going to be implanted inside of that chip. And it's going to be upgraded as time go on. So that whole word is charagma together. It's talking about the microchip. See? See, in Great Millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, we go into the word. You have to go into, you can't just read this word mark. You have to go into what that word meant, what it was translated from Greek. What was that word? That word was charagma. Verse 17, and that no man may buy or sell save he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to, that's the whole system. You're not going to be able to buy or sell. You're not going to be able to pay your bills. It says small or great, no matter how important you are to the least important person, rich or poor, no matter how much these millionaires, billionaires, Michael Jordans, Shaquille O'Neal, all of these high profile people, they're going to have to take the chip. Everybody on this earth, not just in America, the whole entire earth, free or bond, no matter whether you're in prison or you walking here free on the streets, no matter if you're in the military or you walking here on the street, because in the military you belong to the government, you in bondage, you don't own your body. So everybody gonna have to take that chip, man. It's gonna come about the whole world, or you can't buy or sell, or save you have that mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that understandeth count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. So that word 666, which is Esau's number, that number in Greek means key size stigma, okay? A key size stigma. And that number, that 666, is going to be within that barcode, because that's Esau's number. That's the number for Esau. So with that number that's going to be scanned, that barcode number that on that chip, it's also going to have that 666 going to be in there. It's going to be included in that number, because you're going to become a slave for Esau Edom. This is going to be his new world order. Look on the back of your dollar bill. You get the back of your dollar bill, it tells you. You see where it's, you take the back of your dollar bill, where you see the all-seeing eye, it says annuit conceptos. That means in English, that's written in Latin. This is what it means in English. He has our enterprise, he favors our enterprise with success. He favors our enterprise with success. Favors who enterprise? This dollar does not belong to Jake. This dollar does not belong to the average man on this earth. This dollar, this money system belongs to the elite of the top banking family, the small hats. Again, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Murdochs, the DuPonts. Okay, at the bottom of that pyramid, it says Novus Ordo Seclorum. Novus Ordo Seclorum in Latin means New World Order. So it's all about this system, this dollar system, this money system is going into the digital currency, the New World Order. And this New World Order is tied with the mark of the beast. That's why it's so important to understand who is the beast. Who is that? Who is the wicked on this earth? Esau Edom. And this is his plan. This whole war thing is the Lord's plan to bring down Esau Edom. Because once this money system crash, then they're going to bring out the digital currency, which is going to lead to this mark. Because you're going to have no way, the dollar is not going to matter no more. The dollar is losing its value every day. So once you get that mark, then guess what? World War III is going to be kicking off at any time then. The whole full-out war, when the ICBM missiles start flying here into America, because this place is going to be destroyed through thermonuclear destruction. And only the elect that is not going to take this chip, they are going to be saved. And the only way to be saved out of here is through them chariots. Yahweh Shah had to come and take us up out of here. You see? We have to have the faith when we call upon his name, and he's going to show up, and he's going to, before them bombs reaches you, we're going to be taken up and changed. So we don't trust in this devil, man. We don't trust in his system. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote him, but shall stay upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Holy One of Israel in truth. You see? So this is who we call upon, man. This is our strength. This is our hope. You know? This is our only hope to be saved up out of here. It's through Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So with that, I pray you're edified. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akar HaKadosh. Again, double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom.